Welcome back to the Free Hour. It's your boy Tree Trevor Turner, back with another episode of the Free Hour ABCs, the ABCs of Tree. And today, man, we're on the last video of the first ABC series, and we're on the letter Z. And I just gotta thank you if you watched all these videos, man. If you even watched some of the videos, if you watched any of the clips or any of the shorts, thank you so much for rocking with me for this, man, for this first go around. We're gonna restart it. We're gonna go again. We're gonna do it on all sorts of different topics so that you can find something that will help you for your own personal journey. We're gonna be doing a lot more, man. This is not gonna end just with this. This is just the end of the first chapter. And we're gonna end it with a bang, man. We're gonna talk about something that we've been talking about, the inner. And we just started toward the end of the alphabet, been talking about the outer. We've been talking about the things that we've been doing. We've been talking about our goals. We've been talking about our mindset, our attitude, our beliefs, and we start talking about our choices and how we get there. Now we're going to talk about the attitude with which we pursue what it is that we're pursuing, because we talked about execution. And we're going to talk about now one of the main things that we get into when we execute, and what makes us execute to that highest level. For the letter Z, man, we're talking about zeal. Zeal, it's passion, it's excitement, it's enthusiasm, it's a white hot, that heat, that flame that burns within you, that makes you strive after, that makes you keep going, even when things don't seem like they're gonna amount to nothing. Even when things seem like they're at their worst and you just have that inner fire, that fire that just burns white hot. We're talking about zeal. So what we're going to be talking about today, man, we've talked about everything so far when it comes to knowledge. We've talked about everything about goals. We talked about, even with Covey's the 7 habits, we started talking about the end, starting with the end in mind. One of the things we have to realize is that just as passionate as you are about the end goal that you're trying to get is how passionate you need to be about the means that are going to get you to the end. And that's what this video is about. It's not about me being super passionate about helping everybody that I come across. It's not about me being super passionate about getting to the end goal of starting the company or starting the nonprofits that help people. It's about being passionate about every step of the way. It's about working with enthusiasm for every step of the way. And if every step of the way doesn't spark your highest excitement, then you need to rethink your plans. You need to go back to the drawing board, because what's happening is that yes, you are supposed to start with the end in mind, but every step you take needs to fit into that, not only that goal and that end result, but that same passion, that same excitement, that same enthusiasm. And we're going to talk about the knowledge of how to get that and how to cultivate that, because zeal without knowledge is fire without light. So we're going to talk about what fuels our fire today. We're going to talk about understanding zeal. We're going to talk about the benefits of it. We're going to talk about how to cultivate it, most importantly, and then we're going to talk about some practical strategies to maintain it. All right? So let's dive into it, man. We're talking about zeal. So when we talk about zeal, the definition of zeal that we're going to use, a working definition of zeal, is a great energy or enthusiasm in pursuit of a cause or objective. Your highest excitement in pursuit of a cause or objective, in pursuit of an end goal. That means that every step has that white hot fire behind it, because you're in pursuit of that goal or that objective that just ignites you in that different way, that ignites you in that way that just keeps you going at night, that ignites you in that way that just has you thinking of all sorts of different ideas, that ignites you in that way that overpowers tiredness, that overpowers lack of motivation, that overpowers a lack of discipline, that fire that you just got with every step of the way. That's zeal. It's not just necessarily being excited about something new that's coming out. It's not necessarily being excited about somebody new you just met. It's not that type of excitement. The type of excitement we're talking about with zeal, the energy, the enthusiasm, is all within the paradigm and the lens of trying to get to that end point, of trying to get to that objective, of trying to go with that cause. These are the type of energy and enthusiasm that people have when they're trying to do things like fight injustice, when they're trying to do things like get legislation passed, when they're trying to do things like run for president. When you listen to people talking, the way that they talk and the way that they just come across, you can tell the energy, you can tell the enthusiasm. And the people you can't tell that about, they usually don't do well. The people who fight for causes, the people who have beliefs, they have that enthusiasm. They get up there and you just know that they feel strongly about what it is that they're trying to do, about what it is that they're trying to advocate for. That's zeal. So when you think about where it is that you're trying to go, when you think about the things that you would do if money wasn't an issue, you think about the ways that you can turn the things that you would do if money wasn't an issue into a way to make money because money is an issue. You think about making that the thing that holds your highest excitement, the way that you go about doing things, the way that you can do those things with a smile on your face, the way that you can do those things when you are dead tired. That is zeal. Zeal is crucial for personal and professional success. Zeal is a different type of motivation. Zeal is a different type of motivator. Zeal is a different type of drive. Zeal is a different type of indication. Zeal is a different type of thing that people look for. Zeal is not that thing that you have to drag yourself out of bed to go and do something that you don't necessarily want to do. That's discipline. That's willpower. Zeal is that thing that has you up like a kid on Christmas Day. Zeal is that thing that has you not wanting to go to sleep like before the first day of school and you got your outfit laid out and you got your shoes laid out. If you was able to get the outfit and the new shoes, that's zeal because you want to go out there and you want to stun on somebody. You want to show them who you are. You want to show them what you bring to the table. You want to show them what you're all about. Zeal is what has you creating and bringing ideas to you in the middle of the night when you're trying to go to sleep. Those ideas that you need to write down. Zeal is what have you doing the things that other people say, man, you shouldn't waste your time with that. You shouldn't waste your time trying to do that. That's something that is rare for people to make it. Zeal is what keeps you going. That's why zeal is crucial for personal and professional success, because you got to have that fire within you. You got to have that desire. And I always go back to Napoleon Hill with Think and Grow Rich when he talks about the white heat of desire for what it is that you want. And obviously, when he talks about what it is that we want, he starts with money. But really, that's just the bait. That's the hook to get people drawn in to finding that purpose, because there are things that you have to do in exchange for what it is you want. You have to come up with plans. You have to come up with an outcome. You have to come up with a cause, and you have to come up with an objective. And you have to have a white heat of desire for what it is that you want to get the result. And what happens is that even when you get that zeal, even if you don't get those things right away, you still feel fulfilled for being able to do it. I still feel fulfilled when it's one person telling me, hey man, I watched your video and it helped me out. Even if they tell me in person, they don't comment on my shit, or they share a clip of it instead of looking at the YouTube video, whatever the case. It still makes me feel fulfilled because I have a zeal, I have an enthusiasm, I have a passion for trying to tell people things that can help them, things that can make them better, the things that I used to help myself and to make myself feel better. And it's something that I talk about all the time in person. And it's something that I really want to share with you guys today, especially on this last ABC's video, because I don't know where else to put it. The passion that I have is the reason that I'm doing the things that I'm doing. The enthusiasm that I have is the reason that I do the things that I do, even when I'm dead tired, even when I got a whole bunch of homework, even when I've been at work all day and I still got to go to the gym after, or I've gone to the gym before and I just got out the shower and my eyes are heavy and heavy like this. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, the tank is on E. I'm not tired. I just utilized the energy. I utilized my energy today. I didn't leave nothing on the table today because I put everything on the table. I didn't try to keep anything in the hole. I put it all on the line today. I just came back from San Diego for a student leadership summit with Umoja. We had a long 3 days. And the whole time on the way back, even though I'm falling asleep on the ride back, I'm falling asleep and they're waking me up because I'm snoring this shit. They're like, hey, bro, your snoring is going to make me crash. Like, it's that bad, you know, my nose fucked up. But anyway, I'm thinking about when I'm awake, I'm thinking about what am I going to talk about when I do this video. I still got to do this video. I'm going to do the Zeal video. I'm going to make it good. I'm writing out outlines. I'm doing all of this stuff. I'm thinking about the different type of quotes that I'm going to put in. I'm thinking about the different type of stories that I'm going to tell. And I'm like, even if I'm tired as shit, even if I am exhausted, I'm going to do this video and I'm going to do it the best of my abilities. I'm going to reach the people I need to try and reach. And I'm going to tell them about this stuff. And then also I need to get it out the way so I can do the other videos that I want to do, so I can do the other topics I want to do. I'm talking to other people about the stuff that I want to do, and it's just like, man, we've never seen you excited like this because, you know, I'm mellow. I got the monotone voice. I got just the, you know, this is just me. Oh, you want to talk about, oh yeah, I'm going to do the video on this, I'm going to do the video on that. Because if you look at my life, if you look at the situation that I'm in, right, from the outside looking in, it would look almost exactly the same as it looked like 3.5, 4 years ago. When I think about my situation, you know, living with family, I got a job, but it doesn't pay that much. I don't got a vehicle. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have this materially. I don't have this financially. I don't have like a whole bunch of people around me, like the type of people I'm used to having around me, the affections of all these random females that I used to have, right? And it looked like, my life looked like the same way it looked like going into COVID, when I was thinking about and contemplating about getting back in the game, trying to get some money, trying to do what I know best, trying to do what I've been doing my entire life. And what happened was, because of who I was and who my mind was, and the lack of zeal, the lack of purpose, the lack of enthusiasm, lack of excitement for any type of purpose or objective in my life, for any type of goals, for any type of end goal or destination, I ended up going back to that shit that I knew. I ended up going back. I ended up falling on it. I ended up just doing that and nothing else, and having nothing to show for it, because that's all I did. I didn't do it for an objective. I didn't do it with an exit plan. I just did it just to do it, just so I could have the people around me, just so I could have that fake love, just so I could have them females acting like they was interested in me, just so I could have the nice clothes, just so I could go and get me a whip, just so I could do all of that stuff. Because I have the different mindset, because I have the zeal, because I have the passion, because I have the purpose, because I have the excitement every single day, riding that bike to the bus 20 minutes every morning, and it's already hot in the morning out here in Bakersfield, makes me feel better than I did before when I had all those things, right? It makes me feel more fulfilled every time that I take a step towards my end goals. That passion, it keeps me going. My life looks exactly the same, but because of my mindset, it is completely different, even though it looks exactly the same. From the outside looking in, you would think I was in the same situation, but from the inside looking out, I know that I'm in a completely different situation. And that is due to the passion that I found and I put behind my purpose, behind the objective, behind the cause. It is the zeal. That's the benefit of it. It drives your motivation. It drives your persistence. It drives your resilience. Because we talk about willpower, we talk about execution, we talk about having plans, we talk about these things, right, for things that we are not necessarily connecting to our purpose. When we're talking about health, when we're talking about eating right, when we're talking about investing, when we're talking about those things are things that we need to have that willpower for. Those are the things that we need to have the strategy for. Those are the things that we need to have something that is going to make it easier for us to get up and go do it, right? But zeal are those things that we need to just, it's like lightning in a bottle. We just need to make sure that we got the lightning and make sure we got the bottle. Make sure we have the plan to follow, because the zeal, the excitement for every step is going to be there. And one of the things that you can do to check your trajectory is that if every step doesn't have that passion, then you know you just took a wrong step. If your passion is waning, if your passion is fading, You need to go back and you need to rethink and you need to reassess and you need to go back to the drawing board. You need to go back to the map. You need to open up that GPS and see why. If it's rerouting you, you need to see if it's trying to send you back in a different direction. You need to see where you went wrong, where you took the wrong turn. You need to see where you went wrong within yourself if you are not on that same trajectory. You need to see what distracted you from your passion, from your purpose, from that enthusiasm. Is it the end goal? Is the end goal, did the end goal shift? Did the end goal become about the results of doing the thing that you want to do, or instead of being the end goal being what it is that you're trying to accomplish? And a lot of times we lose sight of that. A lot of times that's where our zeal goes. When we try to attach our zeal to the material things, when we try to attach our zeal to the side things that come along with what we're trying to accomplish, that's why zeal fades. Because you're not really passionate about that stuff. You're passionate about doing what it is you're trying to do. And then also when you try to attach that passion to the material that comes along with doing certain things, that's why you have people who do things that they are not passionate about, but they know it's a trend, they know it's popular, they know that other people are doing it. Then they just try to jump on bandwagon, and you can tell the difference between the people who care and the people who just trying to make a dollar. You can tell the difference between the people who really, really want to do this shit and the people who are just doing it because they know that it's a shortcut or it's a quick route. That's why the difference is between the people who take the time and develop and build over time and the people who just try to get in and get out quick and they give up quickly, is because the passion was not in doing what it is that they were doing. That's why you have people who've been doing things for years, and the results that you see from the outside looking in, you would say that those are not results at all. There's no growth to it. There's no whatever you would call, there's no material that comes along with it, right? But they still do it. They still do it just as passionately as they did it 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever the case. It's the type of person that then when they start doing music and they get up there in front of two people, the two people that they were able to sell a ticket to, and normally that'd be their family members because ain't nobody heard of them yet, and they get up there and they fucking perform like it's 10,000 people there, and they do the same shit when they actually do get the 10,000 people, when they do get the 15,000 people. But then even if they go back to a show and they perform in front of their family members again, they do it just like there's 10. It's because the passion is there. The zeal is there. The purpose is there. That white hot desire is there. That heat is there. So we're going to talk about the benefits of zeal. We're going to talk about the benefits of performing our highest excitement. The benefits of chasing our highest excitement. The benefits of working at our highest excitement. 1, increase motivation and drive. When we engage in activities that we're passionate about, we naturally feel more motivated and driven. When you're doing what you want to do, you don't have to find an excuse to go do it. It's as simple as that. When you're doing what it is that you are excited about doing, you do not need to find the excuse to go do it. You do not need to convince yourself to go do it. You need to convince yourself not to do it in that moment. Because a lot of us are in positions where we need to do other things to survive. We need to go to work. We might need to be going to school. We might need to be getting that vocational training. We might need to be working on our trade. We might need to be working on certificates. We might be needing to do things that are necessities for survival. But we know those things that we want to do that we do not need any convincing to do. That is your highest excitement. And when you are performing those things, when you are figuring out how to make those things work for you in the right way, it increases the motivation and drive. When you start looking at yourself and you say, you know what, this is something I don't have to convince myself to do. I want to do this every day. And I'm not talking about the stuff that you use to escape your reality for a little bit or just deaden your brain. I'm talking about that stuff that you really just love to fucking do. And you don't need anybody to take you to do it. You'll get there on your own. You'll figure it out. Even if the car broke down, you would figure out how to get there. You'd figure out how to go do it. It increases the motivation and drive. Also, you get enhanced, or number 2, you get enhanced creativity and innovation. Passionate engagement, it leads to higher levels of creativity and innovation. When you're excited about what you're doing, your mind opens up to ideas. I'm going to give you an example. When I was doing my music thing, I was very excited about what I was doing. I was very excited. But but the only time lyrics came to me is when I would listen to a beat. When I'm laying down at night now, when I'm laying down in my bed, ideas for videos come to me. When I'm laying down in bed, little quotes come to me. When I'm laying down in bed, little lines come to me, and I need to write them down. I got to get them out because I know if I forget it, it's going to kill me. It's going to hurt me. It's going to destroy me. Because every little tiny bit of this process is my highest excitement. Just doing this, just talking to a camera, just for 5 people to watch this long video and 100 people to watch the short clips that come from it, it kindles my excitement in a way that I cannot explain. And because of that, every waking moment of every day, things are coming to my mind to make it better. Things have coming into my mind, how I can deliver it better, how I can prepare it better, how I can do it better. Things are coming into my mind. It's that enhanced creativity, that enhanced innovation. When I see something ain't working, I'm trying to do something different. When I see something is working, I'm trying to do it again. I'm trying to double down because the passion is the objective for reaching people and helping people. It's not about getting more views. It's not about getting more subscribers. Those things may come, they may not come. But if I have one person telling me, thanks, bro, I needed this. Just that, knowing that I came on time for somebody, knowing that the word came on time for somebody to hear, even though we're not in the same room together, even though we might not have even talked. It could have been somebody I know and they could have called me and I could have given them the word, but I would have known what word to give them. But when I'm in front of this camera, that word came to me 2 nights ago and I wrote it down in my phone. I put it on this camera. I put it up on YouTube. I chop it up and put it up on social media, and my homeboy say, you know what? I needed to hear that today. That's the passion. That's the zeal. And that alone opens up my mind to all sorts of new ideas, to all sorts of new things to say, to all sorts of new ways to try and say it. New ways to try and sit. I sit up straighter when I think about this stuff. I get more excited in my voice and my tone and the way in my body movements because of that, because of the creativity, because of the innovation. Number 3, improve well-being and happiness. Activities that align with our passions that contribute significantly to our overall well-being and happiness. Look, man, I'm going to talk about this, especially for men. Because when we are in our masculine energy, we are building, we're creating, we're working towards end goals, right? If you're not doing that, because we do have to survive. We have to survive. We have to survive. We have to provide. We have to be there for people. Whether it's people you're in a relationship with, whether it's your kids, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, whether it's your brothers, whether it's your cousins, whatever. You got to be there for people as a man. You have to have something set up. You have to have that structure. You have to have the infrastructure. You have to survive, and you have to have things set in place. But one of the things that happens is we forget our highest excitement in it. And the problem is I know you got to work long hours. You got to work 10, 12 hours. I'm leaving my house 5:45. I don't get back until like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Trust me, I get it. I get survival. And then trust me, the things I was doing, the penitentiary chances I was taking were for survival. Trust me, I get it. I understand survival. I know it. And I'm speaking from a place, from somebody who is dealing with that on a daily basis and still trying to chase his highest excitement. It's because when you are not chasing your highest excitement, you feel dead inside. It's not the person you're with. It's not the way your kids are acting. It's not the way your boss acts. It's none of those things. It's you. It's because when you look in the mirror, you may not even know what you're supposed to be chasing, but you know that you're not chasing anything. You know you're not chasing the right things. You don't have no zeal. You don't have no passion. You don't have no enthusiasm. You just go from thing to thing that you may want. You know what? I'm going to save up my money for that, man. That'll be cool to have. I love that. I would love to have that. All your little toys and stuff. It's fleeting. Getting that check make you feel good for a little bit. It's fleeting, because eventually you got to pay a lot of that check to somebody else to live in the house that you live in. Eventually you got to pay a lot of that check to somebody else to drive the car that you drive in. If you're trying to put your passion behind that, when it comes and goes, that's why your attitude comes and goes. That's why you feel like you got bipolar disorder. You don't got bipolar disorder. You just have to work and have to survive. You're not depressed. You're just broke. Because you have put your passion, you have put your enthusiasm behind that check, behind that money, instead of trying to figure out how you can perform and how you can chase your highest enthusiasm right now. Even chasing it on the smallest, most minute level. Even chasing it like that. Even chasing it on the level with one other person. Doesn't matter what it is, and you know what, you and your homeboy, you try to get that shit popping. Even on the smallest level, chasing that will change the way that you look at your life. Point blank, period. It may stress you out a little bit. It may be a lot of pressure. When things don't go right, you may feel like, you know what, this is some bullshit. I shouldn't have listened to Tree. I shouldn't have listened to his fuckboy advice. That nigga been to prison so many goddamn times. What the fuck does he know, right? You may feel like that. There will be times you feel like that. But I guarantee you that shit is going to be passing. Because every day now that you're not chasing nothing, you feeling like shit anyway. You might have to settle for some bad moments chasing that zeal, chasing that enthusiasm, chasing that highest excitement, instead of settling for a bad life and bad days. Number 4, increased resilience and persistence. And this is where we come back to what I was just talking about, right? When them things slap you in the face, when them things try to push you down, when them things trying to hold you back from where it is that you're trying to get to, man, if you're performing at your highest level, if you're performing at your highest excitement, if you're performing something that you are zealous about, if you're performing something that you are passionate about, if you are performing an objective or chasing a dream that you have all of the passion, that white hot desire for, if you're chasing that, you're going to get back up. You're going to get back up. You're going to get back up. Unless something bad enough happens to you to where you can't. And even if that happens, you can't assign built-in meaning to anything. You have to look for another way to chase that highest passion, another way to chase your highest excitement. Because if you're not chasing nothing, if you're not zealous about nothing, if you're not following those creative goals, if you're not following something that is a higher purpose, if you're not following something that's going to bring you fulfillment and joy, like real fulfillment, real joy, not just getting rich. You might get rich doing it, but that's not the end. That's just a symptom. That's just a side effect. If you're not chasing that and something slaps you in the face or pushes you down, you might fight once. You might fight twice. You might fight 3 times, but you're not going to keep fighting. Because you're not even passionate about what it is you're doing. You don't even really care enough about what it is you're doing. When you start seeing setbacks and you see defeats, you're going to look at, what's the point in me even doing this? It's not working. It's not doing what I needed it to do. It's not doing what I thought it should do. I should replace this with something else. Like when you got a car, you go and get an old used car. When you're trying to save some money, when you're trying to start out and you're working this shit, and then that car start breaking down and things start happening to it, you save some money and you replace that car. Now, when you get the car of your dreams, if some shit happened to it, you're going to replace it. When you get that car that you've been wanting forever and you finally get it, if something happens to it, you're replacing the part. You're not replacing the vehicle. You're taking it to the shop so somebody can work on it. You're not replacing the vehicle. You might replace the engine. You might replace the condenser. You might replace the alternator. You might put a system in it. You might put all these things in it. All the things that I said that you might do before when it comes to that vehicle is that even though you love the vehicle, you still are going to do things to improve it. You're going to maintain it. You're going to improve it. You're going to customize it. You're going to do all of those things to make it fit you perfectly. That zeal, that thing that you got, that you chasing your dreams, is the same way. When it starts to fall apart, you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to fix this. I'm going to make it right. I'm going to make it work because this is what I want. This is what I'm passionate about. Number 5, enhance performance and productivity. When we're passionate about our work, we tend to perform better, tend to be more productive. Our enthusiasm translates into higher quality output and efficiency. Look, when you are passionate about what you're doing, you're going to do it to the highest ability. Point blank, period. When you go into work every day, or you go into the business that you are starting every day, or when you get in front of this camera every day, or when you start writing the things that you're writing every day, or when you start talking to them kids when you're volunteering, or if you're going and volunteering with animals, or you're trying to deal with animals, or do whatever the case you're doing, or when you're trying to design clothing, or you're trying to do all these things, if you have the passion to do it, you're going to do it better than the other people who don't have the passion. You're going to do everything better today than you did it yesterday. Everything is going to continuously improve. Everything is going to be 110%. Everything, because you are passionate about it. You're not going to let things slip. You're not going to take shortcuts. You're not going to take the easy way out. I'm passionate about what I'm talking about, so I could have been talking for 45 minutes and I fucked up. And I realized that I didn't add what I was supposed to add. So I'm going to go back and recreate that whole 45 fucking minutes. Yeah, I'll do some editing. I'll do some chopping. I'll add some shit in. But if I didn't do it right, if I didn't do it the way that I know it needs to be done, because I'm passionate about helping people, because I want people to have that white hot desire, because I want people to have that flame and have that fire under their ass. I want people to get what it is that they want. I want people. I started here. I got here mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. If I started there and got here, if you start here, because people are already starting way above me. If you're starting here, imagine how much higher than me you're going to go. I want to help you get there. Even if it brings me nothing. Even if you don't say thank you or nothing. Even if I don't know it happened. I want you to get there. I have a zeal for getting you there. I have a zeal for people never going to places that I've been. I have a zeal for people never living the type of life that I live. I have a zeal and a passion and enthusiasm. So because of that, I'm going to do it the best that I can. And I know there's no really such thing as I don't have a competitive mindset. I uplift and try to work and collaborate with everybody. So I'm not trying to do anything better than anybody else. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. But God damn it, I'm going to do this shit better than the last one I did. Everything I do is going to get better. Everything I do is going to be the best that I can. And I'm going to figure out ways to make my best better every single time. And that's a benefit of having this zeal. Number 6, stronger sense of purpose and meaning. Engaging in activities that we're passionate about, it provides a strong sense of purpose and meaning. When you are doing, when you are chasing, when you are pursuing, when you are building, when you are creating, it creates your purpose. One of the things that we have to realize is that, and I know everybody doesn't believe it, but I'm going to go back to it. Yahweh, he gave us free will. He gave us free will for a reason. Nothing in life has built-in meaning. One of the gifts that he gave us, especially with free will, is that we are able to choose. We are able to pick our purpose. We are able to pick what it is that we want to chase after. Now, yes, we have gifts. Yes, we have talents. Yes, we have things that we are naturally inclined to do. But we don't have to use them in a certain way. We can use them in whatever way that we want. And what happens is that when you perform to your highest excitement and you do it away from the way that they think you should do it, and you do it the way that just inflames you, in the way that ignites you, you're going to feel like you have purpose. You're going to feel like you have meaning in this world. You're going to feel like you were sent here to do something. You're going to feel like he would put you here not to fail, not to struggle, not just to survive, but to thrive, to do things that you know that you're good at, to do things that you know that you love. That's what he put you here for. And if you start engaging in those things, you start chasing that zeal, chasing that passion, chasing that purpose, chasing that enthusiasm, I guarantee you're going to feel like you're going to know deep down in your soul that there's only one person in a generation that could do the things that you can do in the way that you can do it, for the people that you can do it for. And you'll know that's you. One of the things you got to realize is this, man. If you don't do the things that you know are your highest excitement, if you don't do the things that you're passionate about, enthusiastic about, if you don't do those things, then the world is just going to have to do without it. The world is going to have to do without it until the next person comes along. And who knows how long that's going to be? Who knows how long it's going to take for the universe to course correct because you didn't follow your passions? No one else can do that, man. And the world will have to do without it. That's where that purpose, that's where that meaning comes from. It doesn't matter how big it is, doesn't matter how small it is. Just meaningful, purpose-driven life. Number 7, better relationships and social connections. Pursuing your passion that leads you to connect with like-minded individuals. These connections form the basis of strong, supportive relationships. Look, you are who you surround yourself with. So one of the things that you can do is that you can trick yourself into becoming successful by surrounding yourself with successful people, right? One of the things that you can do is if you are performing your highest excitement, you will find the people who are also performing your highest excitement. You will trick yourself. You will perform yourself. You will zeal yourself into having a circle that is unbreakable. A circle that is chasing the same things that you're chasing. A circle that might not be chasing the exact same goal, but might be chasing the methods, that might be chasing the means to different ends, that you guys can get together and form your mastermind alliance, that you guys can get together and do things. And one of the things that happened with me when I was at this leadership conference, and this person actually goes to the same school that I go to. She works in the same organization that I work in. She went down there with us. But because I had not spoke of my purpose, because I had not displayed my zeal and displayed my enthusiasm the way I did down there, we hadn't had the conversations. But now we're going to connect. Now we're going to grow together. Now we're going to get to the next level together because our interests align, because our passions align, our enthusiasms align, our zeal aligns. We connect with those like-minded individuals who share those similar interests when you're doing what it is that you're doing. And these connections, they form the basis of strong, supportive relationships. And the importance of strong and supportive relationships is this. And I always go back to Think and Grow Rich, because when you have two brains together, it's not addition, it's multiplication. It's exponential. The plans that come about when you have those two brains coming together, operating on those higher frequencies, operating on the white heat of desire, operating on that zeal, that purpose, that enthusiasm, that passion, operating on that, the ideas that come will be exponentially better. It won't be 2 times better. It'll be 4 times better, 8 times better, 10 times better, 100 times better. When you have those people that you can call on to help you get to where you want to go, and you have those people around you that know they can call on you to help you get to where you want to go, and they know you're going to do it to the best of your abilities because you have a zeal for it. That's number 7. Number 8, self-discovery and personal growth. One of the things about it is this, right? And there are exercises that we can find, like Tony Robbins, he talks about, your 100th birthday party. He talks about your funeral, where you imagine and visualize the people coming and saying what it is that you did with your life that affected them in such ways, right? One of the things that we have to realize is that to find our highest excitement, we have to do shit. You have to do things, right? And then once you've found the things that you're excited about, that is how you find your purpose. That is how you find your meaning. That is how you find your strengths, your interests, and potential. You take the things that, you know what, I lost track of time doing that. That was I could do that all day. I could do that all night. And you start to say, okay, is this something that fits into my purpose? Is this something that fits into my strengths, my interests, my potential? Because the process of self-discovery is crucial for personal growth and development. The benefits of performing to your highest excitement, the benefits of performing to things that you are zealous about, is finding that purpose. What was that, 8? So 9, achieving authentic success. So look, success is not just achieving about what other people look at as success. Success is about achieving what you feel is success. And one of the things that comes with it comes with a cost. It does come with what you perceive as having when you think about success. But one of the main factors of success is fulfillment. when you are performing your highest excitement, when you have that zeal, when you have that passion, that enthusiasm, when you have those things, every single goal that you reach, every single milestone that you reach, every single thing you do in pursuit of that is going to feel like you are on top of the world. Everything is going to feel good. It's going to feel right. It's going to feel like you're on the right path. Even the setbacks, those challenges, it's going to feel like, okay, all right, challenge accepted. It's going to feel like that. And it helps you get there because that is authentic success. When I do these videos, when I upload this video, right, I don't look at the view count. I don't look at the comments. I don't look at none of that. Me just doing it is authentic success because I know where I came from. I know what I'm capable of. And I know that I'm progressing. I know that I'm going somewhere with this. I know that I'm performing to my highest excitement. That is how I achieve my authentic success. And it can, next, contributing to the greater good. When we follow our passions, we're more likely to make meaningful contributions to society. One of the things that you got to realize is that for the most part, the things that we are gifted at, the things that we have been born with, our talents, our interests, our strengths, right? Those things are not only for ourselves. Those things are for the benefit of other people. And even if you're somebody who wants to play sports, even if you're somebody who wants to entertain people, you have to realize that that is not for your benefit. You don't get out there and kill yourself physically for your benefit. You get out there for the benefit of all these other people. You pour your creativity onto a page for all of these other people. You pour your creativity out and your soul out and your everything out onto the screen or onto the camera because other people need it. Other people need to see that. Other people need to feel that. Other people need to escape what it is that they got going on. Other people need to see that creativity. Every gift that we got is for other people. And one of the things that happens is when you're thinking about your highest excitement, when you're performing that, when you're performing your zeal, is going to contribute to the greater good. And I know that may not seem like something that's just super beneficial, but we got to realize now that what we put into the world is what we get back. So if you're doing things with the purpose of helping other people, then you're going to get that energy back. Point blank, period. Next. Last one was 10. This one's 11. 11, living a balanced and joyful life. A life filled with activities that bring us joy and excitement is more balanced. It's more enjoyable. And the thing about it is this, and I'm going to just say this because, like I said, I'm gone all day. I'm gone all day. I'm gone every day. I'm doing what I got to do, right? I'm surviving, doing what I have to do. The fact that I do these things the way that I do them for the short amount of time that I do them gives my life balance. I don't get burnt out. I don't feel like I have nothing. I feel like I got everything. Even though I have such a small amount of time, the weight of the things that I am zealous about, even if it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, as opposed to 12 hours, it doesn't feel like this on the scales of it. It feels like this, right? It just gives me that enjoyable life. It gives me something to look forward to. All right. Number 12, inspiring others. I mean, shit, that's what I'm doing right here. By pursuing our highest excitement, we inspire others to do the same. One of my highest excitements is reading. I love to read. I love to read. And I love to read out loud, and I love to put my voice into it, and I love to kind of act the things out in the books. I just love that shit, right? I inspire people. When I was locked up, I inspired people to learn how to read because of the way that I made it look. And I'm not saying that oh yeah, I was in there doing all this, woo, woo. No, it's because that is a benefit. It made me feel good to see that. It is a benefit of performing at your highest excitement. You inspire others to do the same. You inspire others to chase their dreams. And that's been the benefits of it. So last, we're going to talk about we talked about cultivating it. We're just going to give you 2 tips for cultivating it. We're going to talk about goals, and we're going to talk about staying curious. Setting inspiring goals. One of the things you have to realize is that dreams with no goals fuel disappointment. That's what Denzel Washington said. When you start to figure out your highest excitement, you have to assign goals to them. You have to assign places that those things can take you, because remember, we talked about zeal. Zeal is the enthusiasm, the passion, the energy, the excitement in pursuit of an objective, in pursuit of a cause. It has to be an end in mind. It has to be somewhere that you're trying to go. It has to be a destination for you to get that zeal. Like I said, it can't just be stuff that you just do willy-nilly, like, oh, you know what, I'm excited about meeting this person I met. I'm excited about going to watch this show. I'm excited about going to do those things. No, there has to be a goal. There has to be some place that doing this thing can take you. And you might have to get creative with finding out what it could be. But I guarantee you that the things that you are super excited about, the things that you can lose that track of time of, the things that you can get passionate about and behind, those things have places that they can take you. You may not be happy with what you see when you start to explore what those options actually are. But you have to realize, man, is that you can sacrifice the external for the internal. You can, and you should. Because if you're going to survive, barely survive, doing some shit that you hate, and you thinking, you know what, if I do my highest excitement, I'm going to get rich, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do all that. And it comes to find out that if you pursue your highest excitement, you will still only just survive. You were only just surviving before. Why not survive doing your highest excitement? Why not be able to be happy doing it? Some of the happiest people you've ever met that help the most people live with nothing materially, but they live with everything in here. Set inspiring goals. Stay curious and open to learning. Stay curious. Stay trying to find out new things about what it is that you're trying to do. Stay trying to find out new things about where it is that you're trying to go. Stay trying to find out the best way to do things. Stay trying to find out how other people made it work. Stay trying to find out something. Stay trying to work something out. Stay trying to figure something out. Don't get stagnant. Don't get stagnant. So let's talk about practical strategies. Talk about one of the things that I do the miracle morning, right? I do the savers. So the savers is silence, it's affirmations, it's visualization, exercise, reading, scribing. Daily rituals that promote and remind you of or help you readjust on your trajectory towards getting the thing that you're zealous about is one of the ways to maintain that fire for it. Even if it's just something as simple as every Monday morning you wake up and you do your schedule, you do your weekly schedule, and in that weekly schedule you have a place set out for all the things that you're excited about, and you say, you know what, that's going to help me keep going this week. That's going to help me maintain my balance. That's going to help me maintain that white hot, that heat, that flame. That's going to help me maintain that. The importance of it. Visualization techniques. We've already talked about how visualization techniques, they fire off the different parts of the brain as if you were already doing the things. People who visualize taking free throws and people who actually practice taking free throws improved at almost the same rate over people who didn't visualize or actually practice shooting free throws. Visualizing is important. When you visualize the things that you are trying to get to, when you visualize the place, when you visualize the promised land, when you visualize where it is that your zeal is going to get you, that your excitement is going to get you, when you visualize the place where you're helping all these people, when you visualize the place where you're owning that nonprofit, where you visualize the place that you're driving that car that you want. I mean, it could be something as simple as that. When you visualize that place, it maintains that zeal, because everything that you can see up here, everything that your mind can conceive, everything that your mind can believe, you can achieve. And that helps to maintain that zeal. It helps to maintain going after it. It helps to maintain, especially when life's trying to slap you in the face, man, because life is going to try to slap you in the face. That is what life does. Life is going to try to slap you in the face. It's going to try to knock you down. Things are going to try to get in the way. And the thing about it is this: when you visualize, when you see yourself crossing that finish line, you will realize that every time you got knocked down, every time you got tripped up, every time life tried to come around and knock you off your square and all that stuff, it was an opportunity to get better at what it was that you were trying to do. It was an opportunity to go back to the drawing board and plan better for what it was you're trying to do. It's an opportunity to get better, because every no is a step closer to yes. Every failure is a step closer to success. You have to realize that. Every time you fall, it's an opportunity to learn to jump higher. Every time you fall, it's an opportunity to be stronger. Every time you get socked out and it knocks you out, it makes your draw stronger. It makes you be able to take that punch next time. It makes you less scared of getting into that scuffle, because you know it ain't going to hurt that bad. Win, lose, or draw, you know you're going to get into it because you've done it. You've seen it. And that helps you motivate it. Celebrate small wins. One of the things that you got to realize is this, is that you're going to have big goals. When you start performing your highest excitement, you're going to get those big goals. When you're going to see the places that it can take you. When you are going to start seeing the amount of people that you can help. When you start seeing the things that you can accomplish. When you perform zealously. You're going to see those huge goals, but you're not going to realize those huge goals. The only place you're going to see those huge goals for a while, a lot of times, is in your visualizations. So the way to also maintain it is to celebrate your small wins. Celebrate them small wins. Every day I'm able to get up at 4 a.m. and hit some burpees. When I don't want to, I celebrate that win, because I know that where I'm trying to go, I know that where I'm trying to be, I know that what I'm trying to look like, what I am zealously trying to go after, requires that win. And it's a win. I won. We talked about wins. We talked about celebrating wins. Wins don't have to be huge. They don't have to be massive to be celebrated. Just you showing up is a win. Just you clicking on this video is a win. Just you going to do what you want to do is a win. One of the things I tell people, especially when they start working out, how often have you been working out? Well, I don't work out now. Okay, work out 1 day a week. Well, that's not enough. It's more than what you've been doing. And then what happens is you'll start to get in the routine of going to the gym. Your body will start wanting to go to the gym more. You'll start feeling more energy, especially on the day you go. Then you'll start feeling more energy on the other days. Celebrate every single one of those wins, and you will maintain that zeal when things start to get difficult as shit. When you have to start balancing and juggling. When you have to start making decisions like, okay, this business is starting to go. The thing that I was passionate about, that I wanted to start on the side, that I wanted to pursue for my zeal, now it's time where I got to decide, okay, do I chase after this and possibly compromise my security? Or do I let it go? And every time you celebrate those small wins, you'll have that zeal, you'll have that motivation, you'll have that. Or even the times when, you know what, it's like, okay, I have 10-hour days of work and I have another 6, 7, 8 hours outside of it, working on the thing that I'm zealous of, working on that objective. If you celebrate every small win, you will not lose the motivation to keep going, because what happens is if you only celebrate the huge milestones, that 8 hours a day after work is going to start turning into 6, going to start turning into 4, going to start turning into 2, going to start turning into every other day, going to start turning into maybe on the weekends, going to start turning into, instead of writing every day, you maybe brainstorm, you maybe, you know what, I'm going to watch something else to try and get some inspiration, because you don't celebrate the small wins. You don't celebrate every time you make a video. You don't celebrate every time you wake up to go to the gym. You don't celebrate every time you ran 2 steps longer than you ran before. You think that's not enough. It's not big enough to celebrate. You don't think it's enough to celebrate when you put the 2.5 pounders on the bench, or the 5 pounds on the bench on each side. Like those ain't killed some of the strongest motherfuckers. Like those ain't killed some of them off trying to go for some new PRs. Celebrate them small wins. Celebrate them. And then manage energy, not just time. Manage your energy, not just time. One of the things that you have to do is that you have to realize is that you cannot overload yourself even for the things that you are zealous of. You cannot overload yourself. Do what you know you can maintain. Do what you know is sustainable. Because look, we all got to survive. We all got to work. We all got to take care of shit. We all got to handle business, especially men. We all have to do that. We have to. So one of the things that you got to realize is that you cannot just pour everything else onto your plate and expect yourself to be able to keep that fire going, especially at the beginning. When you're feeding that small fire, small wins. When you're feeding that small fire, visualization techniques, when you're feeding that small fire, daily rituals to try and make it bigger, if you try to make that small fire handle burning up more than it is capable of, it's going to burn out. It's going to burn out. And you're going to stop doing things. You're going to stop celebrating the small wins because the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. It was so fucking hard to get to that tiny win that it don't even feel good because you're not managing your energy. You're only managing your time. You're trying to put too much on your plate. That's the last way to get there. So look, man, I'm going to just end you off with this. One of the things that I found is that if you want to get somewhere, you got to do something. If you want to get somewhere, you got to do something. If you want to be happy, if you want to feel good about what it is that you're doing, you have to find something that you are excited about doing. And a lot of times we have been so programmed and it's been so beat out of us to look at it, what it is that we are excited about. We think of everything that we're excited about as only those games that we like to play. Or we have been so conditioned to only get excited about money and material things, or about that female who's only attracted to money and material things, or about that dude that has money or material things. We don't have conversations with other people that ignite our enthusiasm. We don't come across subject matter that ignites our enthusiasm. We don't come across jobs that ignite our enthusiasm. So many times I see people, hey man, if money wasn't an issue, what would you do? What job would you have? What would you do for work if money wasn't an issue? And so many people, because of the way that they have been programmed, the way that they have been conditioned, they'll tell you, man, if money wasn't an issue, I wouldn't fucking do nothing. Because we have been so beat down into thinking that the things that we're passionate about, the things that we are excited about are worthless. That they can't get you anywhere. That they can't they can't put food on the table. And the thing about it is this, man, a lot of people in this world who chase the things that they're excited about. A lot of people in this world who chase the things that they're passionate about. A lot of the people in this world who chase the things that they have zeal about. Those objectives, those purposes, they are some of the most not only fulfilled people, but they are some of the most successful people. They're some of the people that can parlay what they're doing into being successful and never having to worry about work again, even though they get up and they work from can't see to can't see, because they're passionate about it, because they want to do it, because they're excited about it. So one of the things I want you to think of, don't be that person that says, man, if money wasn't an issue, I wouldn't do shit. I would just stay at home. I really want you to think about it, and this is going to help you find the beginning of that zeal, man. If you didn't have to worry about money, what would you do from can't see to can't see? From dawn till dusk. What would you do? What would you do? And if the answer is, man, I would just sit on the couch and play video games, or I would just watch movies, I would just sleep. Once you got done doing that, once you got resting and relaxing from the work that you've been doing or the school that you've been doing, once you got done with that and you really realize, I really want you to play this scenario out. Once you get to that point, you really realize that, you know what, I actually don't have to worry about money. What would you go do? What would you go do? Think about that. Think about it. All right? Say, man, that was the letter Z. That was Zeal. That was the last video of this first ABC series, the free hour ABCs, man, the ABCs of Tree. We're going to get into more stuff, man. I got more shit on the way. We're going to get into working with other people. I know I've been talking about like the Paradise podcast. that is going to be coming, man. One of the things that happened with school, I got to pick a school here pretty soon, so I'm going to be doing a lot of campus tours and shit, but I'm going to be doing more videos. I'm going to be doing more stuff. I have a lot of things that I want to share with you guys, and I'm going to do it as if I was running out of time. I'm going to do it like I was running out of time, even though I'm not. I don't want to pretend like I'm going to live 1,000 years. I don't want to pretend like the people who are watching this can wait. The people who need the ideas that I got to share can wait. I'm not going to act like that. I'm going to act like I'm running out of time with this. It's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm going to bring you everything that I've been learning. I'm going to bring you everything that I've been feeling, everything that I've been experiencing. I'm going to bring you that. I'm going to bring you what other people have done to go from here to here. And the reason it's beneficial to think about the things that people done to go from down here to up here is because when you think about their starting point, being all the way down here, and you think about the potential and the capability, and you think about how far they rose, and you think about just chasing zeal and doing habits and decision making and affirmations and visualization, and you think about how high it got them when they started down there, think about what happens if you start here. Think about that. If they went all the way up here just off of doing that shit, and you do the same shit, you do the same, you have zeal, you find your highest excitement, you find the things that you're passionate about. You start feeling passionate about yourself. You start loving yourself. You start working on affirmations. You start working on what you believe. You start working on your choices and your habits. You start working on your decision making. You start working on your energy. You start working on your attitude. You start working on all of these things, your execution. You start working on all of these things, celebrating your wins. You start working on all of these things and see how much higher you can go because you started higher than we did. That's why this is important, man. That's why it's important coming from somebody like me. And I hope it hits y'all, man. I hope something I say hits y'all. And then also, if you're watching this video, comment. Talk about the things that you're passionate about. Talk about how you're living up to your highest excitement. Talk about the things that you're trying to pursue, the objectives that you're trying to get to. Talk about how you fit it into your life. Because something you say might be what the other person needs to hear. They could be watching my video and be like, man, I don't know, man. What does this do? So, what the fuck? And he sees your comment and it clicks. And it clicks for him, and we've helped somebody, and we've done the objective. We've accomplished the goal. We celebrate that win so we can get more wins and we can keep this shit going. Make sure to share it also. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for 120 subscribers. It's like every time I look, there's somebody else. And I know it's like, it's real good people coming, that are, by the time, things happen, you're going to be like, you're going to be so much further than me. And you're going to be able to come back and help me piggyback off the things you've done so that I can get up here. We can leapfrog each other on some shit. All right? So thank you for watching, man. Make sure, if you ain't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment on the video, share it with your friends. Deuces.